Cleveland Browns offseason, best ever in franchise history? I think you would have to say that. Deshaun Watson is now your quarterback. You got that superstar. You brought in Amari Cooper as well. The free agency period has gone pretty well. Granted, those two were trades, but we'll give you the grade.
We'll give you the benefit of the doubt that that's how you spent your money and grade it accordingly.
Exactly. Best and worst free agent signings, as well as the draft needs and the overall grade for the free agency period for the Cleveland Browns from the Sportsocracy. Here we go. Best signing of the free agency period is who?
It's Deshaun Watson. I don't love the contract you gave him, but you had to. He had too many options. This is an elite young quarterback. In my estimation, this is the best quarterback in NFL history to ever move at this period of his career. So, did you have to give him too much money? Probably. Is there a chance that he's going to miss part of this year? Yes. Does it still fix this position for you for the next 5 years? It absolutely does. Mm-hmm. That has been the biggest drawback for me of the Cleveland Browns is I have hated Baker Mayfield since well before he ever came in this league, and I will continue to. Now you have plenty of talent. You have the quarterback that you need to compete in this division. The problem is that you're in probably the second best division in the NFL. So, it's going to be a landmines and a battlefield, but you have a chance. Mm-hmm. Now you're a Super Bowl contender. You had not been the entire Baker Mayfield era in spite of the fact you had a very good roster. Now you've given yourself a chance.
Worst signing of the free agency period? The biggest head-scratcher for me was the David Njoku franchise tag.
Not for me. I get it. I fully get it because he's more dynamic than Austin Hooper. I have never liked Austin Hooper. I think it's just a weapon. Mm-hmm. Do I think he's an elite tight end? No. But, it's 1 year. They're working on a long-term deal. I think it's going to get done. I didn't really have a problem with Njoku. I'm going to level. I don't love the Amari Cooper deal.
Okay.
I don't love Amari Cooper as a player. Mm-hmm. And saying that, I'm saying he's paid as a top 10 receiver, and he's not. And to me, he's not really all that close. But you do still have the opportunity to add another weapon. This is now a really intriguing place. And I think there's going to be a 1A, 1B scenario. Who that's going to be, I don't know. Could be somebody they draft. Could be somebody that they still make a move on. Could be a free agent. Who knows? This is now an intriguing place to play. So I'm going to answer it that way right now with the reservation of if you bring back Jarvis Landry and now you've got another guy that can play with him. And okay, that's fine. I don't love the money, but we've learned in the NFL the salary cap's made up and the money doesn't matter.
Well, the Cleveland Browns, what are they going to do in the draft? They gave up draft capital to bring Deshaun Watson in. I still think that was absolutely worth it.
No doubt.
So what are they going to do in the draft, or what should they do in the draft? Which positions need to be addressed?
Defensive tackle is the biggest thing to me. I fully believe that they're going to eventually bring back Jadeveon Clowney on another 1-year deal, probably for less money than you think. But you need somebody in between them. If you're counting on Taven Bryan, you're doing it wrong. Mm-hmm. And this is a good draft. Where Cleveland comes in draft capital-wise, there are plenty of players that you can throw in and play right away, whether it's a Haskell Garrett. There's a slew. Cameron Thomas, who projects as more of a rush defensive tackle, but I think that would work nicely with Myles Garrett. There's just not a lot of holes on this team. This team's drafted really, really well. You wound up with J.O.K. last year, who was one of my top 15 players in the draft. You got him in the second round. That's what good teams do.
Yeah.
And so now you have done exactly what you needed to do. There is not a huge glaring hole on this entire team. If you went in next year with Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and Jakeem Grant in the slot, it's not exactly like I can say, well, that sucks. You're still in the top half of the league, mm-hmm. and you have an elite quarterback. But that's how good teams become great. You go into the draft, the player that you're in love with, you're not beholden to taking a position, and that's how you grow your team.
Yeah.
And if you would like to know what we had the Cleveland Browns doing in our last mock draft, you can click it right here. It's in my hands.
And while you're doing things, why don't you click on that subscribe button so you can join us for all of our team-by-team content here throughout the Draftmas season. We've got all of your mock drafts, team-by-team, free agency grades. We'll have all of the post wrap-up as well with the draft grades and all of that right here in the Sportsocracy, coming to you from the Ingles studio. Always brought to you by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. How about the grade? How do you grade the offseason so far for the Cleveland Browns?
I can't give an A+. I mean, the acquisition of Deshaun Watson, if it was just on the field, would be an A+. Then you add in the off the field, the possible suspension, and the contract. To me, that has to knock it down a little bit. I don't love the money on Amari Cooper. And even with all that said, I'm still going to say it's a really aggressive A-.
Okay. I was expecting a B+ there, but A-, it works as well. It's right on that cusp of an A or a B.
And to me, you're right on that line.
Yes.
It's somewhere in there. Talent-wise, it's an A++.
Yes.
Factor in the contracts and things like that, and that dings it, but not much.
We are coming to you from the Ingles studio. As always, I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene.
Yeah.
We will see you next time.